Hey guys, Automotive Inquiries here. Got a treat for you today. Traded off my Kia Stinger and picked myself up a little SUV to take up and down the trails. And much like the Telluride, the Seltos is new this year. And it's been out for maybe 6-7 months. And I went out looking for the Sportage. Sportage was fine, but once I got in the Seltos, that's the one that took the cake for me. So, first impressions, the dealer let me take it on a test drive over the weekend. They let me take the Sportage for the weekend. I also went out and drove the Bronco Sport, which I did a video on that. And I bought this because for the money, you can't beat it. And the dealer also had a lifetime warranty as long as I keep track of my oil changes and whatnot. So today I have the all-new Kia Seltos 2021. This is an SX with the 1.6 turbo. And this color is called steel gray, and the color itself just pops. I mean, it's a little dirty right now, but all in all, it really pops when it's clean. I mean, it looks like chrome from a distance. Now the red on the little hubcaps means it's turbo. So you can go out and watch a ton of other videos where the people break down you know, what the storage compartments are and everything and whatnot. So this one had the seat back protection, already part of the window sticker. Also had this cover, which if you look right here, it's got these little indentations, so you can actually put gear in it and then just undo the straps and let it sit down. And then the stuff can actually stay up there. So eggs and stuff from Costco, pretty awesome. There's also a 2-level floor, which this guy right here, these little tabs will stick up if you decide to put it down on that, but that'll give you like an extra 4 inches of down room for that. No power lift gate, don't need that. Again, I got this to just take up a dirt road because my Stinger just couldn't do that. But real nice. Now the SX does have the push button entry here, which I did not like about the Sportage, the one I was looking at. Just first world problem, don't like taking the keys out of my pocket. Oh, I want to show you this up here. So again, these headlights are just awesome when you get them turned on and everything. This is an LED strip here, LEDs here, everything's LED on the SX. Now the rest of them are going to be high intensity, just incandescent bulbs, but very nice LED fog lamps. Just love the look of this truck. Again, I like the Ford Flex way back when it came out and actually had one. I just like the boxiness of it. But overall, just a really good car. Now this one does have the Sofina leatherette, whatever, which, I mean, it feels like leather, but doesn't feel like a Stinger seat, which is true leather. But that's okay, because I got this to go fishing in and whatnot. So this one has the Bose, and then has all the safety tech like lane keep assist, lane departure warning, lane centering, heated seats. I got the 10.25 that has the navigation and everything on it. The LED lighting, really cool. It's actually haptic, so instead of having a hard switch for those guys, they're super bright at night. There's actually an LED right here which lights up the interior. Wait for those things to go off and come back. But this packaging wise, it's just way better. And then leg room and stuff for front and back. After I drove the Ford Bronco Sport, man, that thing was so tight, it just wasn't even funny. But yeah, I mean, it has these drive modes here for sport, smart, and eco. Unlike the Stinger, this will stay in whatever mode you chose last, so that's kind of cool. It does have kind of a locker, I guess, if you get stuck in snow, and a downhill descent control, which again, I'm not off-roading with this bad boy. Wireless charger here, automatic high beams. There's all your switches for your auto shut off, which is cool. And then auto hold, which is, you know, once you get used to it, it's really cool. You turn that bad boy on with your foot on the brake, or when you first start the car. This will auto shut off when you restart or recycle the ignition, but you just turn it on when you get rolling, and basically your stop and go traffic, you can let your foot off the brake and it'll hold until you push the gas. Even if the automatic shut off is turned on, it all mitigates that for you. So in here, having this extra 7-inch display in here is just really nice. Yikes. Let's turn that off. So again, you have all your stuff just like on most of your Kia products, where you can scroll through stuff, your attention level. Now, one thing that's really cool about this car is actually has this trim level actually has a forward departure warning. So if you're sitting at the light and you're texting, you got your auto hold on, the car's safe, you're just doing its thing, it'll actually beep at you and say, man, the car left, it's green, so you're not going to be that person. So I don't know about the other trim levels. This is the trim level for me because you're only talking a couple $1,000 from the S to the SX, and you get all the LED lights and stuff like that. So when you switch to Sport, it will reset some of the configuration up there, which is kind of cool, I guess. And then when you go back to your normal, sorry, no Eco, normal or Smart. Smart is just, it kind of decides if you need all-wheel drive and does everything like that, so that's really cool. Get in here, like I said, this is the same as the Telluride, so it's very, very nice. It's actually better than the Stinger just because of the size and everything like that. Very intuitive, everything like that. It does have mood lighting like the Soul, very neat. You can set up driver profile so you can have up to 3 or you and 2 other guests, but you can actually program names and stuff on those. So does have the Uvo or Kia Connect whatnot, so you can remote start it from your phone, lock it, turn up the temperature and everything. So as long as you have this type of setup in here, if you have the lower package and dials, you won't be able to do that aspect of it, but you can. And like I said, the heating works really good. It does have some hard plastics, but to be honest, the Ford Bronco had hard plastics and the car was $31,000. So, you know, so then we come up here. It does have the auto dimming mirror, but it doesn't have home link in this mirror. But I do like this smaller bezel that some of the other Kia products have a big bezel for all the buttons. So up here on the lights, super cool. They're just a haptic, really nice. It's really cool because you can actually touch it, get anywhere near it, and it'll turn on and off. So I like that. A little bit of storage here, and then this does slide back and forward, but you know, it is what it is. One thing I'm super happy about on this car is the size of the gas tank's so small, you can run regular gas in it versus the Stinger. And I mean, this thing, I do mixed driving, so you know, I got about 22 to 27 in my Stinger. This thing, on average, and I just got fuel the other day, so it's been doing a little bit of idling because I got the windows tinted, so that went down a little bit. I've been getting right around 30 to 32 miles to gallon in mixed driving. And then we took it to the mountains the other day. Wife drove it in sport mode, and she actually loved it so much. She said that she liked it better for the nimbleness and how well and how fun, because it's plenty zippy with the turbo. The other packages have a CVT in some of them, and a different motor size that's non-turbo, and those are fine, but for me, coming from a Stinger, I wanted something that still had some zip. So this thing, going up to the mountains and some city driving that day, we averaged right around 33 miles a gallon. So that plays about a $50 difference in my budget every month, just from the premium fuel in the Stinger to this. I probably still will run a tank of premium and do some fuel additive every once in a while. So I'll probably do some videos later on all of this up here, like how to set up your stuff. If you have any questions, you can holler at me. But I wanted to give you an owner review of this, because these are a hot little SUV too. Rides super good, super quiet inside, even though it has like the low profile tires. And really, really comfortable. And I just love the fuel economy. Does have some soft touch stuff in here, but to be honest with you, I never really had any problem with all the piano black. People complain about the piano black stuff in these cars, but I think it's nice to have the contrast. And in my Stinger, I had no problems with it scratching or anything. And the car is always dirty, or dusty, sorry, because they're working behind our house with tractors and whatnot. So it ended up being really good. And for what I'm going to use it for, going up to the mountains and throw my poles in the back, and maybe you have to put the seats down, sleep in here. The back seats slide down or fold down and give me just enough room. I could sleep sideways in here. But I actually really enjoy this car, and it is actually very, very spry for how small it is and how small the motor is. Very quick and excellent on gas. So if you are looking at, say, the RAV4, the CR-V, the Hyundai Tucson Sport, something like that, you got to go look at the Seltos, man, because the warranty on these Kias, and I had no problems with my Stinger, combined between the first Stinger and the other Stinger, right around 20,000 miles ish. I put on both of them. The Telluride that we got in the garage, no problems with them. It's just amazing how well that Kia builds these cars. It actually stands behind them. I've had great experiences at all the dealers I've bought from. And I'm looking forward to just taking this down a dirt road and going fishing and doing some different things in my life. And like I said, we got to pick up an Impreza soon for my son. So this was part of a budgetary decision where it lowered my payment, you know, actually $300 between everything from my Stinger. So, but I'm a huge Kia fan, and if you have any questions, reach out to me. If you're thinking about this car, I got to spend about 3 days in it before I decided to buy it. Then I drove away with my Stinger and I was like, I'm gonna hold off. It wasn't about the car. It was just like I was in love with my Stinger, and then I was like, nope, I want this little car. So it's a very, very good little SUV. I did drive most of the other ones, and I just felt like those weren't sporty. They weren't fun. They didn't have half the safety tech in them that's in this version for the price point. Again, it was $30,000 MSRP. Got it for like $27,500. And this car just felt way built better fuel economy, and it just looked good. So if you're looking at the Seltos, here is a real owner's review. Please check out my other reviews, and I'll give you month to month on how my ownership goes. Be safe out there, guys.